Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am BorderWise, and welcome to dry land, and unexpectedly, a battleship on dry land. It's the Titan Slung, and I'm kind of stuck with her. So, I have been messing about with the Titan Slung, trying to improve her, as you do, and I've hit kind of a brick wall. So, the main problem with the Titan Slung is that she wasn't planned out far enough in advance, well enough, if that makes sense. So, I'm getting to that point in From the Depths where I'm starting to think and feel and realize, and other words along those lines, that you kind of got to plan out your builds a little bit if you actually want them to do what you want them to do. I tend to just start building, half turn my brain off, and figure things out as I go. I should probably stop doing that. I should probably start actually designing things before building them. Because the Titan Slung has major flaws. She tends to sink, because she's very compact and very heavy. And she's got one big engine, which is pretty easy to disable by anything that can get through her side armor. And there's plenty of things which can do that. So she's got real problems, and I'm not sure how to improve her without actually just rebuilding her from scratch, which is where this tiny fortress comes in. Basically, I'm trying to, in the spirit of kind of planning things out a little bit better, I'm trying to come up with neat little prefabs that fit into like specific, easily repeatable spaces. So 3x3, 5x5, etc, etc. It's only the 3x3 that I've kind of started with, and this is more to get my brain going. So I guess this is not so much a tutorial you're watching so much as here's a thing that is probably worth trying in order to essentially make standardization easier across craft, because there's a reason they do that in real life. It's because it makes things so much easier. So I'm going to cause the Titan Slung to disintegrate. Oh, it's nice to see my new machine just disintegrate a big ship like this. Where she goes, it's like watching a time lapse of something like rot or decompose, except it's a giant ass ship. So anyway, so 3x3 is what we're going to be going over, because if nothing else, it's a fun thing to do to kind of see what you can possibly jam into a tighter space as possible. That's what I prefer to do, actually. Like, I've never really been comfortable building giant craft, as you can probably tell, because all my giant craft tend to be, I don't know, decent. They've definitely gotten better, but I feel there's a lot of room for improvement. So, standardization. I do want to watch this whole thing disintegrate. But let's go down here, while the Titan Slung kind of falls to bits. Okay, so what have we got here? We've got a whole bunch of different systems, as many as I could possibly think of, that fit into an exactly 3x3x3 space. So 3 meters long, 3 meters tall, 3 meters wide. Just to kind of see what happens. Wow, that's dramatic. But anyway, so starting from over here is the ammo compartment. And so the ammo compartment includes just armor. And the idea behind these prefabs, by the way, is that you can slap them down pretty much anywhere. So it's like, okay, I want to just slap this down somewhere, and why are you flying? That's really weird. Wow, look at those shadows. Okay, she's gone. So, with an ammo compartment, it always helps to have a little bit of extra armor around it, just so you can slap it down. I don't think I'll use this that often, because it's just better to make a slightly bigger compartment. Using these 2 meter metal ammunition boxes with little bits of metal, or at least 2 meter metal and or 2 meter metal armor, heavy armor blocks between them. And I'm not sure I'm going to use this, so I'm calling this one a bit of a fail. This engine, however, this is getting a little bit interesting. So, I don't remember when I realized this. It's actually through watching other tutorials that are uploaded by other people. By the way, if I've missed a tutorial, and if I'm not getting around to it fast enough, or you feel that, like, you could do something better than I have, please put your tutorials online to help other people, because I can't do everything at once. And I will really appreciate it. But anyway, so you don't strictly need exhaust pipes for engines. You can go completely wacky-tabacky and just use radiators to cool them. So if I do this, you can see that this is a very straightforward injector fuel engine, but it just has 2 big radiators, and that actually keeps it cool decently well. So the max possible power of this thing is, I don't know, it's something like 2,500 or something. But the actual power is like 1,900. This isn't a 3x3 space, by the way, and there's nothing else you need to do with this. You don't need to do what I always tend to do, which is stick, which is to like have to thread exhaust through the decks and stuff like that, because I'm appealing to my own sense of laziness, if perhaps not effectiveness or efficiency. So this is a winner. I think I'm going to be using this whenever I'm feeling like, screw it, just stick an engine in there that has enough power for fun stuff. And if efficiency is something that I want to worry about, then there is this. So this thing is this actually all started with this, actually. This is a... I think probably need to refine this prefab a little bit more, because it's got 2 corner pipes in there. Perhaps I can do better. Probably can do better, to be perfectly honest with you. But yeah, so this is an electric steam setup. So this whole little setup, including the turbine generator, the compact turbines, and these 3 steam boilers, creates about 720 a stable electrical power. So it's not great. I think if you do the math for this, I haven't done the math for this, is that the power per material burned is actually quite high, because it's 720, and it burns through about 0.47 times 3. Hang on, I'm actually going to pull up the calculator, so... I might do this wrong. That was my calendar. It's spelled some 0.47... times 3 equals 1.41. I forget how exactly is this judged? Whatever. Anyway, it's slightly more efficient than this thing, and that's what counts. So yeah, this is a little 3x3, and you just slap it down and you can forget about it. This could probably be made a lot better. I was trying, but I'm trying to get it to the point where it's the exact right amount of batteries mixed in with these steam turbines. And by the way, I'm not having any luck trying to fit actual steam engines with, like pistons and stuff into a 3x3, because these pistons require 2, and they connect from the back. And so you need at least, and the what do you call it? The cranks need to go like so. So this is at least 4 meters long / tall / wide. So 3x3 space I'm having my troubles with. Speaking of troubles, this is a terrible little LAMS, terrible tiny little laser system. The idea behind actually all of these is not just to have them small and just, mindlessly slap them everywhere. It's also for redundancy, because the Titan Slung, as I just showed you, is a textbook example of not having enough redundancy. One decent railgun round in the right place, and she basically stops functioning. Like, her big steam engine will stop working, her big LAMs will stop working, and this is basically me trying to think, okay, we need to decentralize systems as much as possible. I need to get in the hang of doing that and just have a big thing, but have lots of little independent systems strung out among it, so it doesn't matter where it gets hit, it'll still be capable of something. That's the idea. And along those lines is, here's just, the token 3x3 APS setup with an armored turret, or partially armored turret. My friend Almost Futile would probably approve of this, except the slopes on this would probably not be approved of. And this is just a little 3x3 slightly armored belt feeder, and that's okay. And over here is some kind of shonky cram Tetris. Kind of difficult to do 3D Tetris in a... Well, it's not impossible. You need at least 3 stacks tall in order to do proper 3D Tetris with crams. And it does have an armored turret well that it is sitting on. And this is just okay-ish. It is decent. It will produce a cram cannon that is not the worst, but long way from the best. And over here is a similar thing to the little APS, is a 3x3 partially armored particle cannon. And particle cannons, I think, like, I'm not great with them, but threading them around, being small, seems to be like more my forte than making a giant one, because it's like, you know, it's a snail trail, as I like to call it. Other people like to call it other stuff. I guess spaghetti is like an apt term for it, but yeah. So 3x3, and just trying to think of ways that you can just jam reasonably functional stuff into just a 3x3 space. And over here's the AI compartment, and good luck doing that while still coating it with rubber. Unless, it depends on whether you're counting the rubber as part of the space or not. For everyone who's not aware, rubber has very good EMP reduction, so 30% plus 60 per meter, as compared to wood, which is 15% plus 30 per meter. So it's like rubber reduces it by a huge amount, as opposed to heavy armor, which does nothing, and metal, which doesn't really do anything. And alloy actually has better than metal, I forgot about that. Stone also is kind of decent, it's on par with wood, but rubber, if you want to protect your AI, you gotta use rubber. And so this is bare minimum AI, and one thing that I've seen in various craft, both Neater, faction craft, and stuff on the workshop, is you kind of, you put AIs in their own kind of separate little box, and you put other AI components, like all the what do you call it, the cards, and the general purpose processing power, and PIDs and stuff, and you string it out separately throughout your craft, so you don't have one big compartment with all your important bits in. So I want to get into the hang of doing that, and I'm not sure I've managed it right here, because I might have to consider rubber separate, because there's a hole in the top here, which I'm gonna need to cover with rubber anyway. Or some kind of protection, or something else. EMP can't jump air gaps, so probably one of the better things you can do is just, you know, put this thing on a rubber thing and not have anything else touching it. That could be an idea. Or not. I don't know. So yeah, 3x3 missile setup is like, this is the kind of easy bit, because missiles are great for compact setups. These are nothing special. They're just APN, signal processor, explosive warhead. And actually, we can shoot something with this, because this doesn't need detection. Let's just spawn in a... What can we do? What can we do? Let's spawn in a Duster, because... No, let's spawn in an Atlas, because that's hilarious. Or not. Hang on a minute. You know what we can do, because I'm determined to blow something up. You can tell I'm just mucking around here, can't you? And Atlas. And I have no ammo, but don't even worry about it. So yeah, 3x3 missiles does pretty good, actually. Kabalooey. And fun is had. So yeah, something like this is like... could be handy for a prefab, it's just if you're thinking 3x3. And, of course, like, over here, this is where I'm starting to run out of ideas, because I don't usually use ring shields, and ring shields, I don't think you really can just drop them anywhere you like. You have to really consider, like, what'll happen when they break, because if you're not careful, something like this can happen. Where's me death ray? And turn off God mode. You might just get unlucky and have something like... oh, no. Interesting. You might just get unlucky and have something like that happen. Admittedly, that wasn't very strong. Turn that off. Yeah, so really with ring shields, you need to be careful, and you need to aim them at places of your craft which are not going to be a problem. You kind of need to, really, if you want to use ring shields, you need to think really ahead of time. About your craft and like what you'll find with it. I guess what you could do is like, say that engine is like represents all the important bits. You just line up your ring shields so they're all not in line at any angle with anything important. So that'll probably be the smart thing to do. And last but not least, this is probably the most practical thing of them all. This is a 3x3 cluster of small custom jets, because I am so happy that people told me that custom jets don't actually require intakes or exhausts or any of the extra bits. Really, what you can do is you can be super lazy. Is just all you need is a controller and combustor. That's actually the bare minimum, and that already does over 1,200 units of thrust, and that's fantastic. And the compressor up there is just to add a little bit of efficiency, and this is just down here to let you know that yeah, you probably need that the clear, because if you don't have it clear poking out, you're gonna have problems. So that's basically it. So let's spawn in where I've gotten to with 5x5 system presets. If you can't tell, I'm feeling lazy, and this is where I'm at. So here we have our fuel engine again. It's a similar idea. This is probably one of the most horrific things I've ever done. Actually, I've just realized I've done that badly. Let's put some fuel in there just to fill that up. There we go. Let's save that. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, so what have we got here? We've got something that stable power is about 2,700. Well, closer to 2,800. And it's just got a crap ton of radiators. I'm not sure whether... Radiators are actually kind of expensive. If you got a 1 meter cube, that is 10 materials, that's probably expensive, and that's probably expensive. Exhausts are cheaper, to be fair. But we're being lazy. We're trying to, think redundancy and stuff like that. And so when exhausts get shot off, that kind of cripples the engine a bit. You can lose a radiator and the thing can still tick along at slightly better. Well, not slightly better, what am I saying? It can still function, basically. If this was running on exhausts, as soon as it gets an exhaust pipe gets broken, it's like, whoopsie daisy, your engine's overheated. Meanwhile, let's see, what happens here? That's 2,700, blah, blah, blah. Railgun comes in, takes out a line of radiators. We're, still mostly of the way there, really. That's a thought, anyway. And over here's our steam turbine thing, and these electric engines are very much here on purpose because that is redundancy. So you'll see here, these bottom two are... Let's get rid of that. These bottom two say no battery power, and that is because all these batteries in here are going to this electric engine. But alas, a railgun has broken that. Now, this guy's taken over. Hallelujah. It would actually be smarter to arrange these electric engines so they're not close. Because, yeah, this is a design philosophy I'm kind of trying to get into, is just think, okay, assume it's not if the thing gets blown up, it's when it gets blown up. Speaking of things blowing up, here is a slightly less terrible, but probably still kind of terrible LAMs. People have said to me, not to use single input cavities, and just, I am probably creating absolute heresy here. And, by the way, if you've got spare gaps in your anything, just stick material storage in there, because you're always going to need it no matter what. And so, yeah, that is where we're at. And this is not great. This is 720 damage per second with too much AP, so this would probably be better for an offensive laser rather than a different kind of thing. Boy. So yeah, that's basically the plan. Is just, you can just, if nothing else, I'm just going to assume that mostly what I've done here is not great and not optimized, because I'm not trying to be optimized. I'm trying to make, alright, does it work in a 3x3 space? Can I be lazy, and can I just string this all along the length of a canoe so the canoe can keep functioning even when it's, has massive holes straight through it? And the answer is, well, yeah, I kind of succeeded. Except for this ammo compartment. This ammo compartment sucks. In fact, it sucks so much that I'm going to blow it up. There we go. Nope, stop it. Do not repair this ammo compartment. Oh, wow. I took out me engine. Anyway. So that is this video, whatever the hell this video actually is. Look forward to canoes with just lots of little 3x3 compartments in them, because that'll be great fun. So, thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Support me on Patreon or YouTube membership if you like. It really helps. And there's fun perks in it for you. Thank you to all my current supporters, and I will see you next time. in from the depths, and hopefully something more coherent and useful than whatever this was. Farewell.